Alright homies, I'm back at the crib and I'm in the kitchen. Just want to do a quick little preview on how I make the hemp that I used last night to catch those fish. It's not too difficult, but it does kind of take a long time unless you have like a giant pot. I need to get one of those. I just have like a regular size cooking pot right here, and it takes quite a while when you want to make like a full bucket of hemp. I made like a quarter bucket of hemp last night, and I'm probably gonna do the same thing tonight because I don't think I'm gonna fish tomorrow night. But long story short, let's get started. So first thing we do is get a pot of boiling water. I have some extra water here just in case this one starts to get low, because when you boil it, obviously some of the water comes out. So first thing you want to do is fill it up with water and put a bunch of salt in there. I like to put enough salt to where I can like put my finger in it and almost taste it. Like pretty much the more the better. And also using Himalayan rock salt, that pink stuff, really helps too. It's like super natural, and it doesn't have like bleach and stuff in it that, or I don't even know if salt has bleach in it, but it doesn't have all the chemicals that regular salt really has. But I just have regular table salt in a grinder right there, and that's what I'm using, and that's what I used last night, and it worked pretty well. The next step you need to do is get some hemp seed or some pigeon food or bird food. I just like to get anything without sunflower seeds because they float, but hemp seed is really the best. And if you can get pigeon food with like the little peas in it, that's really good too. You can also go out and get feed corn. It's really cheap and you pretty much prepare it the same way. A lot of people soak their hemp for 24 hours before they cook it, but I don't do that. It didn't seem to do that big of a difference for me. I just cook it for 45 minutes, so let's do it. Here's all my hemp right here. This is 25 pounds, so I'm gonna fill up a little bag and throw it in the pot. Alright guys, I'm just chilling in my room for a second because I'm waiting for the water to boil. It's important that you wait for it to boil before you add the hemp. And I can't really tell you how much water to use. I think when I first started, I would do 3 cups water and 1 cup hemp, but I just do it by sight now, and if the water gets low, I just add a little more in there. And then once the water's boiling with the hemp for like 10 minutes, then I add the honey and the cinnamon. So I'm gonna go ahead, wait till the water boils, put the hemp in, and then I'll show you. And you don't have to use cinnamon, but I like to use it sometimes, and I just got more from the market, so I'm gonna throw some in there. But once I put the honey and the cinnamon in, I'll check back with you guys. One thing I forgot to tell you guys, and I already did it and I forgot to show you, is that a lot of people like their hemp seeds to turn super black. And the way you make that happen is by adding a teaspoon of baking soda to your boiling water. So if you want your hemp seeds darker, add a little teaspoon of baking soda and that will help. I usually do that for like maybe like 2 kilos of, so like 4 pounds of hemp. I put a teaspoon of baking soda. It might sound weird at first, but trust me, it works. I do it every time and never have a problem catching the fish. Alright homies, I made a huge mess. I don't know if you can see over there, but I'll show you in a second. I wasn't paying attention and the water boiled over. I already cleaned up like half of it, but you can see I took the grate off and there's seeds all over the side of the pot because, like I said, I wasn't paying attention. I had it on too high and it boiled right over the top. So make sure you're paying attention when you cook this bad boy. I can't give you an exact amount of how much cinnamon and honey to put in there with the hemp seed. I just have always done it by feel. My friend told me you can't really overdo it, so I just put a bunch in there, probably like 10 tablespoons of cinnamon and like a half a cup of honey or something, and you can see how big the pot is. But it's basically like a Ziploc bag, a gallon Ziploc bag or whatever, full of hemp seed. And yeah, so don't be afraid to put too much. You can put a grip in there and it will still be bon appetit. So the next question is, when is the old hemp seed done? Basically, if you cook it for 45 minutes and it's boiling the whole time, it should be done by that 45 minutes, especially if you soak it for 24 hours beforehand. But like I said, I never do that. Anyways, after the 45 minutes, you should see your hemp seed splitting and these little white things poking out. I'll try and show you guys that after it's done cooking. But if that doesn't happen, just pull out a little test batch and try and squish it in between your fingers. If you can like push it in your fingers and the seeds smush or like pop really easily, then it's donezo. But also, if you don't see it splitting after 45 minutes and those little white things coming out, then leave it for another 15 minutes and see if anything changes. But if not, like I said, pull it out and try and squish it between your fingers. And if that works, if it squishes really easily, then it's good. Alright, so I got my hemp from a new place and it didn't split this time. But I tested it and I could pinch it in between my fingers. I'll show you guys that. So it's ready to go. So if you don't see them split, don't worry. But most of the time they'll split and like a little white thing come out. I don't know why some of it doesn't split and some of it doesn't. The one place I get it from where it always splits, he always tells me it's like super duper fresh and everything. So maybe it just has to be more fresh, or I don't freaking know. But if you can pop it in between your fingers, it's all good. Because when you get the dry hemp and you try and pop it, it's like super hard. But after you boil it for 45 minutes, it will pop and be fuego. So anyways, I just turned off the water. So I'm gonna pour my hemp in a bucket and then I'll show you guys how it looks when you squeeze it and pop it in between your fingers. So here's the uncooked hemp. And if you look, I try and squeeze it in between my fingers as hard as I can. And it just stays normal. So it's still super hard. So that's what it's like when it's uncooked. Alright, and here's the cooked stuff. You can see it's super dark first of all. And then when I squeeze it in between my fingers, it smashes right up. And like I said, if it has like the little white things coming out, then it's done and you don't have to do this test. But see how easily it smushes in between my fingers? That's one sure way to tell it's done. And it's the same thing with birdseed too. If you cook birdseed and it smushes in between your fingers like this, then you know it's all good. But you can see it's nice and easy to squish it. So it's all done. You can see the little white thing coming out there. That's what you're looking for. I just had to squeeze it in between my fingers. I don't know why, but this hemp's just a little bit different. But if you can pop it like that real easily, then it's all Gouda. Alright homies, getting in the whip. It's like 8 o'clock, doing a little late night sesh with Harrison. Almost forgot the hemp, so I gotta go get that. And then I'm on my way. But I'll see you guys soon. Hopefully we have a good night. Alright guys, first fish of the night. It's not a giant, but I'm stoked to get one within like 15 minutes probably. Max caught one that was a little bigger earlier, like over 20s. But this one put up a crazy fight, especially for how big it is. But anyways, we'll get him back and hopefully catch a few more. It's definitely a little slower than it was last night. Max caught one earlier, like an hour before I got here, or like 30 minutes before I got here. And I've got a few bites that haven't hooked up really, but my line was dancing for a minute. But yeah, I'm still using the same thing. I tied up new rigs because my hooks got a little bent yesterday, or like the tip kind of bent out. But I'm still using the old orange corn on top, yellow corn on bottom on the German rig. And my pack bait's got a little hemp seed in it, a little bit of corn, and then just straight quick oats. You know what it is, gotta keep it simple. Alright guys, like I was saying, number 2 for the night. They're fighting crazy, even though they're not that big. It was like at least 2 hours between bites, but it feels good to finally get another one on deck. Got him on the orange and yellow corn combo. But yeah, I think these guys are spawned out. I mean, they're
long and skinny, yeah.
Yeah. They got big old fins and everything, but they just don't have that much weight. I mean, this one's at least like 16 pounds, but maybe a little more, but
we're gonna change that soon. These are all gonna weigh 20 something soon. Later.
One more crazy thing that's kind of been happening that I forgot to mention is last night I caught all 3 on the same rod, and tonight I caught those 2 on the same rod. And it's kind of weird because I'm using the same hook bait, the same pack bait, and they're only like 5 yards apart. So got one hot stick tonight, I guess, boys. But maybe my other one will get one tonight, hopefully, and that will be the big one. But I just thought I'd throw that in there, you know what I'm saying? Literally right after I said I haven't lost any tonight, I got a huge run and it popped off. I didn't feel the fish on, so I don't really know what happened, but that was kind of crazy. Like literally 5 minutes after I got done talking to you guys, I got a screamer, and it was on the second rod that I was talking about, the rod that I haven't caught one on, and it took off probably like 30 or 40 yards, and right when I picked up the pole, nothing was there. So who knows, maybe it was a freaking giant catfish or something like that. But it's just funny because I was like, the second rod hasn't got one and I haven't lost one today, and then both things happened like right when I got done talking to you guys. The fat lady has sung. I'm getting out of here. It's like about 2:30 a.m. Only caught 2 fish tonight, but I caught 3 last night, so I would say that's a mission success. But anyways, the craziest thing happened. Like I was saying, one pole was catching all the fish last night and tonight, and I wasn't getting any bites or anything on my second rod. Then all of a sudden my second rod got a huge run. It like pulled over my bank stick, like it was a fatty run. Then I picked it up and nothing was there. Then like 15 minutes later, got another run, picked it up, nothing was there. Then like 30 minutes later, got another fat run. It took out, like, me and Harrison had to run away because the sprinklers went on, so we were like super far from our rods, and it had to have taken at least 50 yards of drag. Picked it up, nothing was there. It literally has the exact same setup as my other rod, using the same pack bait, same hook, same everything, but I missed 3 fish, and I missed 3 fish last night. So we were kind of thinking maybe they were catfish or maybe like grass carp or something. Next time I go, I'm using a bigger hook because that pissed me off. But anyways, it's chill. I still got 5 fish in the last 2 days. Nothing giant, but I did catch that dope koi. So anyways, I'm almost to 1,000 subscribers, like I said. So share this video, comment down below. Tell your friends to subscribe to me so I can hit 1,000. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm gonna do a giveaway. I don't know if this is gonna be 2 videos or 1 video, but either way, this is the end. So peace out.